Good morning and welcome to the Conversations on Content. My name is James and we help you build your YouTube channel, optimize it for successful growth, and create more engagement with your audience. If you like that kind of content, stick around. Today we're talking about content planning and we're going to talk about basics of planning your content. If you haven't started your YouTube channel, if you're just getting started, or if you've been YouTubing for a while, we're going to be going through some strategic plans and how to create your content better and easier and set yourself a workflow so that you can create your content in a very organized way, in a way that's going to help you lead from one piece of content to the next and help you lead people where you want them to go as they go through your channel. So I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for joining us. First one in the chat this morning, my friend Adrian. Good morning, Ms. Adrian. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Hope y'all have had a good week so far. And so far, we have been really excited to be here. We have been working a lot on creating our content, but we struggled a lot. And part of it's been running multiple channels, but part of it's been, creating one or two pieces of content at a time. And this has kind of helped me. It was a struggle because we were always running from one content and we're already trying to plan and create the next piece of content. And we're kind of rushing to get that next piece of content out. And by doing some of the things we're going to talk about today, I've now taken a lot of that pressure to get the next piece of content off, and I'm set up so if something happens, we are ready to go, and we don't have to worry about how things are going to go with our YouTube channel if something were to happen in our lives. And we're going to talk about that as we go through today. Literally just open your eyes, not even out of bed yet. Wish I could do that. Well, you're on the east or west coast. Well, close to the west coast. So, you're a couple of hours behind us. I got up a couple of hours ago myself. Emily got me up nice and early this morning. I don't know if y'all saw my short yesterday. I was told by multiple people that I don't have enough personality in my videos. So I put out a warning to everybody that we're going to try to put some more of my personality into my videos. And it has to be a warning because my personality gets a little wacky, which is why I edit most of that stuff out. But I do agree with it. I do need to have more personality, but it's finding the right balance and not going overboard. So, we're having fun. It's still Christmas season, I guess, because I'm still using my Bah Humbug mug. So hope you're having a fantastic day. One of the things that we're going to talk about is we're going to go into strategically, what are you doing to plan out your content? Where are you getting your content ideas? And I'm answering these. Almost everything we're going through today is to answer questions that people have asked me about creating your content and creating a plan for your content. And how do you keep the flow going? How do you come up with ideas? How do you come up with a plan so that one piece of content flows to the next? And this is something that we can use if you're doing this as a business like we are. And a lot of people that I talk to are trying to do this as a business. How can you structure this in a way that's going to bring you more income and it's going to help you over time? It's not going to happen overnight, but over time you can set up a funnel for your business and create the content for your business at the same time you're creating content for your YouTube channel, which is something we're working on right now. And we're going to walk you through kind of how we do it. Now, if you didn't watch my last video, yesterday's video, we talked about creating your value proposition. And this is important. And one of the things that we talked about in that video is structuring your value proposition to where you have pillars, where you have these are the topics that we're going to cover through our channel. For example, for mine, my 3 pillars that we have on this channel are build your channel, optimize your channel, and create engagement with your audience. And so those are the 3 pillars that every piece of content we put out on our channel falls under one of those 3 pillars of content. And so this is something that really is going to be helpful, and we're going to explain some of that pillars of content as we go through today, and how we structure those pillars, and how we create those pillars to give us a flow of content. But it's also going to help you structure your playlist. It's going to help you to structure your business, and help you to line up all the different things that you're doing with your YouTube channel. So we do. Now, you actually have a really good balance. But one of the things that we're going to talk about is, your presentation. And one of the things that we have been looking at a lot, and as part of why we're looking at trying to, bring more of my wackiness and more of my personality into what we're doing, is because I've seen a lot of other channels, and it's sometimes frustrating because I know I'm providing a lot of valuable information, and I get this complaint from other people all the time. I know some of the information I'm sharing is really spot on, but it's adding value is not just about giving good information. I've seen some channels that are really exploding that are giving bad information. They're giving bad advice, but they're getting huge followings, and they're getting lots and lots of people following them. So it's not just about having great information. That's part of it. But how you present that information is a huge part of it. And that's going to be for another topic for another day. There's a whole series about that coming out. In fact, we're going to talk about that as I show you my structure and how we're structuring our content here on the channel. But you do need to have a good, solid presentation. And you also need to bring, this is kind of like what I was just talking about a few minutes ago. You've got to bring your personality, because that's what's going to connect with people. That's what's going to get people really engaged in you, is bringing your personality into what you're doing. And I did it a lot. I got more comfortable with the storage scavenger, and I started bringing more of my personality into it, and it helped us to grow and get more people coming in. And I haven't done it as much here. I've been more stiff, more formal, a little bit more professional on this channel. And so I haven't brought a lot of my personality into the content we've been creating. And that's one of the things that's been hurting my growth. So that's one of the things that we're working on. We're doing a little bit more humor and stuff. And I'm trying to figure out how to do the kind of content that I do, because, I do a lot of talking head content, and I do a lot of, informational content here on this channel. But that stuff doesn't do really well on the short shelf. And I'm trying to leverage the short shelf. I'm trying to do some more with short shelf. So I'm trying to do some more kind of humorous things for short videos, and coming up with some humorous ideas, because I do a lot of humorous stuff. It's just most of that stuff gets edited out of my videos. And so, I'm trying to figure out how to do some of that with my shorts, and bring some of that to life to help bring our shorts up, and hopefully generate some interest to our channel through doing shorts, but still keeping it on topic and relevant to the fact this is an educational channel, not an entertainment channel. Most of the shorts that are really, really doing well are more entertainment based, and most of my content is more educational based. So it's finding that balance where I can entertain people with shorts and drive them into my educational stuff. And I'll figure it out. It just may take me a little while to get there. So one of the first things that we want to do, though, is I want to ask our question of the day, which is, what are you doing to create content? What is your next content? What is your next piece of content going to be, and when is it scheduled to come out? So leave me a comment in the chat if you are watching this on the live, and if you're watching this on the replay, leave me a comment down below and let me know what your next piece of content is, and what it's going to be about, and when is it scheduled to come out, and are you scheduling that content? So we want to see what people are doing, what people are talking about in their niche. One of the biggest things that we have found is content scheduling is one of our first things. And then content, coming up with content ideas. So I'm going to start off here with some things on how to create content ideas. And one of the things that I've done, and this is what I recommend if you're just starting out, is you follow about 15 channels in your niche. Once you create your channel, if you've already started creating your value proposition, if you haven't yet, that's okay, but start following at least 15 channels. This is just a starting point. You're going to keep adding to that over time, but if you're just starting out, I want you to follow about 15 channels. I want you to find the 5 biggest channels within your niche. For me, it's things like, it's people like Brian G. Johnson, Nick Nimmin, D. Nimmin, Daniel Batal, some of these guys, some of the biggest channels, Think Media. I'm following their channels. I'm watching their videos. I'm watching how they perform their videos. I'm not just watching for the information they're sharing. I'm trying to break down how they create their videos, how they create their thumbnails, how they do all the things that they do that have made them successful and are keeping them growing and being so big, because they didn't get as big as they are by accident. So I'm constantly trying to break down what those biggest channels are doing. Also find 5 smaller channels within my niche, and I'm joining their communities, and I'm becoming a part of their community, engaging them. If they have a Facebook group, joining their Facebook groups. And this is because I want to, one, they're building up the same kind of audience I am, and I'm building up those relationships with those channel owners to where possibly we could do a collaboration in the future. I've been talking the last few weeks about collaborations, and that's part of what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to build relationships with those other channels that could possibly lead to a collaboration as we go forward. And then I also want to look at, this is something a lot of people don't think about, find channels outside your niche, but relevant to your ideal customer base. So, for example, my channel is about helping brand new YouTubers. Well, there's a ton of people that are not even already on YouTubers. I'm doing a whole series on how to get started on YouTube right now. But guess what? A lot of the people that are already following me already have a channel. It's not really relevant to my current audience that we've already built on this channel, because most of my audience that we've already built already have a channel. But the reason I'm doing this kind of videos is because I'm trying to bring new people in that maybe are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, but they haven't started yet. And then the other thing is, I'm going to other places where I know people are hanging out that might be interested in starting a YouTube channel but haven't learned how to do it, or they're learning how to do online content, but maybe they haven't thought about YouTube. So I'm going to channels that are on blogging and channels on podcasting, as well as channels on internet marketing, affiliate marketing, and other things that are places where people that are looking into ways to build an online business, and then getting involved in those communities, and then sharing with people, how they can use YouTube to fulfill the business opportunities that they're trying to learn about. That's one of the things that's a key component. It is finding some people that are outside of your core niche. So you're bringing new people into the niche. This is something important. This is something a lot of people don't do. I was just listening to an interview with Roger Wakefield. If you don't know who Roger Wakefield is, the look on my wife's face yesterday. I was sitting here listening to this interview, and she said, "Who are you listening to? I don't recognize that voice." I said, "I'm listening to a plumber from Plano or Richardson." And she's like, "Well, why are you listening to him?" I said, "He's teaching me how to do YouTube." The look on her face when I told her that I was listening to a plumber on how to do YouTube was priceless. But she doesn't know that he has over 250,000 subscribers, and he's built that in just a little over 2 years. So that's the kind of people that I like to listen to, is somebody who's built a massive following in a short amount of time, and how they went about doing it. So but I'm also, one of the things, anyway, in that interview, one of the things that Roger talked about was when he started doing social media, he couldn't find other plumbing channels to network with. He couldn't find other home building channels because people weren't doing it. So he started networking with people that had potential customers for his business, which was he started reaching out to real estate agents, and he started going out and networking with real estate people in his local area on social media. And I was like, this is a amazing idea. This is something we need to implement in our strategy, is find those people that have possible ideal customers. Now, with your farmsteading channel, I understand that, Adrian, the farmsteading community, you might think about, other things other than just direct farmstead. I don't know your niche very well. I'm not in the farmsteading community myself, so I really haven't done the research to know what those relevant topics would be. But think about, what other topics would people that are into farmsteading be interested in, and I would have to think about it in order to work that out. But where else could people that might be interested in farmsteading that don't know about farmsteading, where would they be hanging out? Um, so, and then also when we're coming up with content ideas, one of the reasons why we go to these channels is we see the questions people are asking. And I keep a notebook right here on my desk where I'm constantly writing down questions people ask in the chats. I go through comments on videos and I write down the questions that people are asking that would be relevant to my community and relevant to my niche. This is one of the ways that we come up with content ideas. And then we segment those comments and segment those questions down into categories, which we're going to talk about here in just a few minutes and how we do that. So then we also use search tools like Google Trends and Tubebuddy. Tubebuddy is one of our favorite tools for researching our niche, finding the keywords that people are searching for and that kind of stuff. And we use these kind of tools to do more research and to find what people are actually going onto YouTube and searching for. This way, we know that the content we're putting out, people are actually wanting it. If they're searching for it, if you get a lot of people searching for it, then that's going to be a lot of people coming into your channel and helping you create better content and helping you to come up with new ideas. I get hundreds and hundreds of ideas right now just from answering people's questions. And then one of the key things that I like to do, and this is not just for content ideas, although I do it, is join the memberships of your ideal target audience. And this is like the YouTube memberships, especially if they have a low cost membership. Like I'm in D Nimmons membership. I'm in Daniel Batal's membership. I was in Nick Nimmons membership. We kind of dropped it because we weren't getting as much value as we were out of others. I'm in Roberto Blake's membership. I have a limited budget for those memberships, so I have to be choosy about how much I can spend on them. But I try to stay in those. And the reason why is because that gets me access to their private Facebook group. And this is where I could really connect with people that are in my target audience. Again, I'm always finding ideas for content. I'm finding questions that people are asking, and I'm getting engaged with people. And as we build the business side, these are people that are already proven to be willing to pay for information relevant to my niche. If they're paying for membership so that they can go deeper and they can get information, then they may be more willing to pay you for information. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Adrian. I agree with you. I love her. But yeah, it's a little bit outside of my range of what I can do right now. But everybody sets their own way and their own way of doing it, and that's cool too. So, but we do like to join memberships. You have to work within your budget as you do more, and as you increase your budget, as you're able to start getting some income coming in, maybe you can increase your budget and expand what you can join. But just join at least one or two just to start getting that engagement with people that are your ideal customers and ideal target audience. I've gotten quite a few subscribers from being in D Nimmons group, being in Daniel Batal's group, being active in those memberships, being in Nick Nimitz live streams as well as in his members area. I've gotten a lot of subscribers from our channel just from being active in that community, in that chat. So that's one of the things that we do recommend. Now, as you start getting these, you want to start uh, lining your stuff out into categories. And this is where we talked about the pillars of content. So I had a lot of questions about these pillars and how to create these pillars of content. And so I thought I would share real quick how we do that. Um, these are the 3 pillars that we have for our channel. We help you build your channel, optimize your channel, and create engagement with your audience. And through taking the questions that people ask, we divided these pillars into segments of what people are looking for. So we're doing right now a series on how to create your YouTube channel. This is a whole series that we're doing right now, and we're just kind of walking people through the steps to create a channel. We're doing another series later on video production, how to produce your videos, how to record, how to edit, all that kind of stuff. And then also a series on live stream productions, how to set up for a live stream, how we prepare for a live stream, how we perform our live streams, and all of this stuff. Also, how to create your graphics, your logos, your templates, your thumbnails, all that kind of stuff. So these are the building your channel is basically all the how to, those step-by-step videos that we do on our channel. That's what these are. And then also gear and tools, the gear and the tools that we use, doing product review videos and those kind of things. So these are kind of just some of the pillars, ideas that fall under that pillar. And I have playlists set up for the pillar as a whole, but I also can set up playlists for each individual bullet point on this pillar, and I can create multiple videos for each one of these. Like I have a playlist for the tools that we use, and we have videos in there on StreamYard, on Tubebuddy, we've got more on Canva and some of the different software and tools. And then also we're going to be doing some gear reviews where we're breaking down some of the equipment that we use and doing product reviews on those, and those will go in those playlists as well. And then we can do, video editing playlist, video production, how to record and edit your videos, how to perform your live streams, how to put on good live streams. We have a live stream, how to get started with live streaming playlist already on our channel. And then graphics tutorials. Graphics tutorials are a great way to create some content. I've got content, some of my top performing videos, even on my old channels, are on how to create graphics and the different softwares that we use to create graphics for our YouTube channel, for our thumbnails, and for our products and other things that we put together. So that's everything that goes under the building. And then we have optimize. And honestly, I'm kind of doubling down and focusing on this pillar right now. And the reason why is because all of my top performing videos, if I look at my top 10 videos, every single one of them is in this pillar right here, the optimize pillar. And that's hugely important for me because that means that's hugely important for me because that means that that's what people that are in my audience is really honing in on. This is things like our channel reviews. These are things where we're going through, how to optimize your SEO, how to optimize all of your things, how to niche, how to pick your niche and targeting your audience, how to optimize for the viewer, how to, these are our channel guide, which is where we're talking about how to set up your overall channel and then how to set up these content pillars and optimize those for search as well as for viewers coming into your channel. And hello, Vintage Vagabond Bands. Hello, Amber from Out Country. Hope y'all are having a great day. We are going through kind of just some strategic plans and how to set up your pillars of content. And these are just how I've divided up my pillars. So y'all, you can kind of use this as a model for setting up your own pillars of content on your channel. And then we're also doing videos on engagement. Now I've noticed that there's a lot of search for this kind of stuff, but some of my videos on the engagement side haven't done very well. So that's why I'm not doing as many of those as I was. When I first started my channel, I got, there you are. Hello, Gary. I see you now. As I set up these pillars, I did some initial videos on each one of these pillars of content. And then I got how to build your audience, which is like your basic networking as well as SEO. All of those videos follow under that. How to get more clicks on your thumbnails. And you see that there's going to be some crossover. For example, I got get more clicks, how to create your graphics. Well, guess what? Those go together. SEO optimization, that's going to help you get more clicks. So there's a lot of crossover between the different pillars. And that's where I can cross promote content across the pillars as well as cross promoting the content within that pillar. We have videos on how to do better presentation skills. Those videos for me haven't performed very well, but we're looking at how we did those videos and what we can do to improve those videos and get people better engaged with that kind of content as we go forward. In order to build all of this, because and then I take each one of these pillars and each one of these bullet points and I break them down even further into the steps and specific skills and specific things that we're doing. It would take me 2 years. If I was to just start here and just work my way down this list and then work down this list and then work down this list, I would have 2 years worth of content just filling out these two pillars, these three pillars right here. And then you can add more pillars as you grow, as you go on. But I know with just this basic plan right here, I can create pillars. Now, here's the other thing. If you're doing this as a business, if you really want to, build your channel into a scalable business that runs on autopilot, I create a e-course or an ebook that 90% of the work's done up front on each one of these pillars. So I could build a course around how to build a YouTube channel. And we take each one of these becomes a module in the course. And I can even take each one of these and write an ebook. So I have a low-end core product that I could sell. And then I create a course that teaches the entire bundle. And then I create a course on how to optimize your channel. And all of these, each one of these, I could create an ebook or a mini course on each one of these bullet points. And then I put together a full course that bundles all of these courses into one strategic plan that people can do. This is also how I line up my coaching program that we're putting together. We do one-on-one consultations where we just answer one-on-one questions and do deep dive reviews into people's channels, but we're also working on structuring and putting together a full-on 6 to 8 week coaching course where we're going to walk people step by step. If you've never built a YouTube channel, we're going to walk you through each and every one of these. And this is basically my outline for that course that we're putting together. So you can create that with your channel. The more structure you put into that, it not only structures your YouTube content, but it structures the business behind the YouTube content as you go. And as I build up each one of these pillars, I can create the products at the same time. And then that gives me more ideas for my content. So that's one of the things that we want to do. We want to come up with that constant flow of content ideas. Like I said, right now I could do 2 years worth of content. Now it's going to take me a long time to get all that out. But what we're going to do is we're constantly looking at one of the reasons I like these pillars. Okay, if I have questions that do not fall into one of these three pillars, I find another one of those channels. Remember, I said we follow other channels. We find those outside the niche channels as well as we find other channels. Well, if people start asking me questions about these things that don't fit within those pillars, I refer them to somebody else's channel. And this helps me build those relationships with other people and helping me to refer people to other trusted authorities, other people who are more authorities. For example, I don't do a whole lot with mobile creation, but if people come to me and ask me, how do I do this on my mobile phone? How do I do this on my iTab or my tablet? I can send them to D. Nimmin, because D. Nimmin is an authority and a trusted expert on mobile content creation. If somebody comes to me wanting to know how to do, editing tricks with Filmora, I've never used Filmora, but I can send them to Daniel Batal, because Daniel Batal has a ton of content on how to do video editing in Filmora. Now, if you want to know how to do editing with Camtasia Studio, I can teach you how to do that. It falls within my value proposition, and it's the software that I use myself, so I can answer those kind of questions. So that's one of the key things, as you build up those channels of people that you're following. As that list grows over time, you're going to be able to connect with more people, and then you're going to be able to refer your traffic to other people. And if you start referring people to the other people in your niche, they're more likely to refer people to you. This really helps you define, when you set up these pillars, it helps you to define what sets you apart from all the other channels. I did this when I structured it this way. The reason why I structured my channel the way it was because building your channel. I found a lot of people talking about building your YouTube channel, but none of the tutorials on how to build your channel were very good. And I didn't really feel good sending people that were asking me about how to build things on their YouTube channel to those channels. So I started creating that content myself. When people talk about optimization, but a lot of people weren't teaching specifically how to optimize your channel for your stuff. And the same with engagement. I see a lot of people in the niche talking about creating engagement all the time and doing videos about engagement's one of the most important things you can do on your channel, but nobody was teaching how to do it. And so I had to even go outside of the YouTube community, and I started studying public speaking skills and more general how to create engagement through public speaking, and then teaching those skills to and how they apply to your YouTube channel. And that's why I structured it the way it does, because now I'm creating content on my channel, especially as some of those bigger channels start seeing what I'm doing. They're going to start taking notice of, hey, he's very defined in this. This is what he's doing that sets him apart from all the other channels, because he's teaching these things that the other channels aren't doing, or they're not doing very well. So that's what my goal is. I'm not perfect at it, and I'm getting better at it with every video, but that's kind of what we're trying to do as we add more of this structure. This is really how we define our channel and sets us up as being somebody that's unique and that's different from all the other YouTube growth channels out there. So this is something you need to do in your niche. Reselling channels. I'm sorry, I love my reselling community, but I can go to 20 different reselling channels and find the exact same content. There's nothing that's setting each other apart from the others. I can go to the auction community, and everybody's auctions are pretty much the same. The only difference is the specific items that they're selling today. So what are you doing that sets your channel apart from all the other channels in your community? That's what's going to get you known. That's what's going to get you recognizable. That's what's going to help you have that explosive growth where people start looking for you and other people are referring people to come to your channel. Is what are you doing that sets you apart from all the other channels that you're competing against? And it kind of wipes out the competition. Once you establish yourself as, this is what I'm known for, this is what I'm an authority in, is doing this one thing, then that's going to help you create that engagement by setting up these pillars and really defining those pillars of your content. You're going to be able to define how you serve your audience, and other people who come to your channel will know how you serve your audience. And that should be very clear in your header graphics and your banners. We got a step-by-step tutorial on how to create your banners coming up on Monday. But this is one of the things you want to do to create that engagement is setting things up so though. Oh, well, thank you, Gary. Right, Adrian, I hear you. Sweet. We love coffee. So as we're going through, one of the things that we've been looking at is content scheduling. This is one of the big shifts I'm making in my business right now, and it's really having a huge impact on how we're creating our content and how we're moving forward. Are you scheduling your content? And there's a couple of things that we're doing right now that's helping us with getting our content out there, one, more consistently, but also having the time to create better content, to improve our skills and our strategies as we create content. When I started this channel, when I was running the storage scavenger, we were making one video at a time. We would record a video, produce the video, publish the video, but we're always scrambling to get the next video out, to get the next video ready, because we don't want to miss our upload schedule. It really upsets the algorithm and the community if you don't get that video out on time. So, and then when things happen and we wound up taking a 4-month break, we didn't have any content to serve our community. So one of the things that we've been doing, it won't work necessarily with a 4-month break, but we're doing more content scheduling. And this is kind of what we're doing to schedule our content better and to create a better flow for our content. One, we're batch recording. So instead of recording one video and setting everything up and then recording one video, I'm doing 3, 4, 5 videos at a time. So I'm planning out and I do it one step at a time. So I research the keywords and I research all my keywords for one video. And then I schedule the batch record all of those videos. And then we go and we schedule 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. So I've already got 5 weeks worth of videos ready to publish. Now I'm not quite at 5 weeks yet. I'm at 2 weeks right now, but we're already batching out the videos we're going to produce next week. So by the end of next week, I should be up to 4 to 5 weeks of videos. And this way, like, for example, we know Emily's got an upcoming surgery. For those of y'all that, have been following our story, my daughter Emily was supposed to have hip surgery in March of last year because of everything that happened with the pandemic. It got canceled, and now they're kind of in a rush to get her into surgery, and it's probably going to be within the next month or so. I don't know how much content I'm going to be able to create, even though I can take everything with me. I don't know how much time I'm going to have. I don't know how the schedule's going to work for me to be able to. I don't even know what kind of internet I'm going to have to upload or to go live. So I'm planning, scheduling, and preparing myself so that if we're up there for an extended period of time, my content flow is going to keep coming out even while we're gone. Now, once you get ahead a few weeks on your content, it really gives you some more time to dive into planning your videos, recording your videos, really getting the shots that you want, really looking at your staging and how you're staging your shots, how you're scripting out your videos. Are you doing scripts? One of the things we've tried doing scripted videos hasn't really worked very well for me yet, but that's one of the things that we're working on is creating a content schedule by batch recording, getting 2 to 3 weeks ahead on our videos, and then also creating videos in a series. Right now we're doing a series on how to build your YouTube channel from scratch, and we're doing a full playlist of videos, and this really helps you because as you're doing that series, you already know what you're going to do your next video on. You're already planning that so you can talk about it as you're recording this video, you talk about what's coming up in the next video to draw people through. Because one of the big things that YouTube wants right now is bingeable content. People watching one video and then watching another video and then watching another video. If you're doing videos in a series, then you have bingeable content. You can have people that'll come in and watch a whole playlist of videos instead of just watching one video and then leaving your channel. So this is something you want to do where you're teasing people into the next video. If you put it together in a series, then what I do, and like, well, this is where we talk about structuring your videos. As you publish your videos, you link in your end cards, in your end screens, and your pinned comment to the next video in the series. And then when they finish the series, the last video, and for those people that didn't watch the whole series or they came in and they just found the last video of the series, guess what that's going to link to? That's going to link to the playlist where they can watch the entire series. So that's one way to create more engagement and get people coming through and coming into your content. So that's something you need to learn how to edit videos. Editing is a skill that just takes a lot of practice and time. I've been editing videos for off and on for several years, and I'm just now starting to get comfortable with my own editing skills. It takes a lot of work. Yeah, this is where I do mostly mine bullet points instead of writing out a full script for that very same reason. But you do want some practice with scripted videos. And the reason why is one, the more you practice it, the less it's going to sound like it's reading. But two, if you want to do, say, brand deals where people are going to, where somebody's going to pay you to create videos about their products or about their services, brand deals are pretty much going to want a scripted video. If you notice, look, our bumpers, like this one right here. Today's show is brought to you by Tubebuddy. Tubebuddy is our favorite platform to help find opportunities to grow your channel. You can research your audience, you can understand how other people's videos are performing in your niche, and it'll show you even step by step how to optimize your channel and optimize your content for successful search, rankings, and growth. And don't forget, if you're under 1,000 subscribers and you get the pro plan, you can start using this for 50% off today. Get started right now and start using Tubebuddy to find the opportunities you need for your channel. So that's one of the bumpers that we made for our channel. That is a scripted video. I scripted it out. It's one of my first scripted videos. It's only about 45 seconds long, but I scripted the entire thing out, and not the entire script made the cut. Actually, some of the script got cut out because it was too long. It went over a minute long, and I wanted to keep it under 45 seconds. So we cut pieces of it out, but that was a fully scripted video. And I've never been great at doing scripted videos, but I'm starting to do more and more scripting on my own videos. And this is kind of the outline, the plan that we're using. Actually, the next slide is actually bringing us up to it. So when we're starting to plan out our individual pieces of content, we've been talking about kind of the overall strategy for the channel, but we also need to plan our individual pieces of content. And that's where we're going to get into next. We start with our topic. And I write down, what is our topic for the next video? What is the keyword? Before I even create the content, I'm doing my keyword research because I want to make sure I'm iterating that keyword specifically in the content. So I've already got my keyword phrase, and a lot of times I've already made my thumbnail before I ever press record. And doing this helps us to really craft the story around our title and thumbnail so that we make sure we fulfill the promise of our content. And then we write out, okay, this is what our title is going to be, and we need to make that really compelling. Our keyword needs to be in that title, but also what is it that makes it compelling to make people want to click and check out what we've got. I also create objectives for every single video that we have. These are the goals we have for the video. So number one objective is always what's in it for the user. What is the end result I want somebody to be able to achieve by the end of this video? That's going to be based around my keyword, but I really define what that is as I write out my objectives. And then the other two are going to be kind of about me. So how many views do I want to get? How many traffic do I want to get? How many subscribers do I want to get out of this video? Do I want to make sales off of this video? So really defining what the purpose of this video is for your business. Is this video to get subscribers? Is this video to get views? Is this video to get more shares on social media? That's going to determine the calls to action I place within the video. It's also going to determine, how we create the video and how we target what we do and how we line up the video. For example, if I'm creating a product that I want to sell, okay, I might do a video that talks about a topic that we cover in that product, and then I have a call to action to check out the product or to subscribe to an email list where they can get the updates when that product comes out, something like that. So just depending on how I set up the funnel, but on the back end is what would be the call to action that we use within that video. So having that defined before you even create the video really helps you with the next step. So then we do our outline for the video. The first part is your opening hook. Your hook needs to be that first part that's going to compel people to watch. And it should be directly related to what's in your title and your thumbnail. This is why it's so important you have that title and thumbnail done before you create the video. And often my hook is the last thing I record. The last thing I record is my hook. And the reason why is I already know what's in the video by the time I record that opening line. But I put it in there and I plan it out ahead of time. But once we get the hook, then we want to do kind of an opening and our questions. This is where we give our value proposition and our question of the day. We do some kind of a question. This is what's going to help bring engagement. And the question is going to center about the topic of the video. Like, for example, today, for those of y'all that came in late, my question of the day today is, what is your next piece of content and when is it scheduled to come out? Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about planning your content. We're talking about scheduling your content. So I asked my question of the day today. And if y'all came in late, y'all missed the question of the day, go ahead and answer it in the chat. Or if you're catching this on the replay, make sure you leave us a comment below to let us know what your next piece of content is. And this is going to help us to create more engagement with our audience, help us to create more feedback. It also helps give us an opportunity to find out what people in our niche are doing, what's important to them. One of the things I love, if you ever watch Shelly Saves the Day, she's got another channel. She's got over 30,000 subscribers. She runs a weekly live stream every Thursday. And her question every Thursday at the opening of her show is, what's in your cup? It's not really relevant to the topic, but it's just a fun thing that she does to get some engagement with the audience. And she's always got a drink and she always asks, what's in your cup? And for me, most of the time it's coffee. But like yesterday, my answer was Dr. Pepper because that's what I happen to have at the time. So then we're going to go into after the question, and this is where if you're going to have a sponsor for the video or you want to do an affiliate ad, you would put that like right after your question of the day where you introduce people. But then you put why. The first thing we want to talk is, why is this topic important? And so we want to answer that question. And then also the second part is, Why should they listen to you? What experience or expertise do you bring? It can be one sentence that you put in there, but you want to answer this question. It's a question I get asked a lot, especially being a small channel with under 100 subscribers. How can I teach people how to grow on YouTube? Well, this is where I tell people I have other channels. I've run multiple channels, and some of those channels have gotten over 1,000 subscribers. Some of them have gotten almost to 1,000 subscribers. But I've been on the platform. I've been doing content creation and online content creation since 2009. So that's why people should listen to me, because I have that experience. And this is where you share your experience level and you share why people should listen to you about this topic. And then we cover, what are you going to learn? This is kind of your summary of what they're going to cover today, what your main bullet points are that we're going to go through. Then you go through bullet point 1, bullet point 2, bullet point 3. But between bullet point 2 and bullet point 3, that's where I want to drop my call to action. I used to do this, and I've tested this in my videos, and sometimes I do it at the beginning, sometimes I do it in the middle, sometimes I do it at the end. I'm finding, based on my own experience, with a small amount of views and following that I have right now, that my call to actions in the middle seem to do the best. When I do them at the end, a lot of people are already starting to leave the video. When I do them at the beginning, I have a huge drop off right when I do that call to action. But whenever I hit them in the middle, this is where my optimum spot is for doing that call to action to either subscribe. Remember, we talked about in our objectives that we want to ask people to subscribe, or what we want them to do in this video. That's where we're going to ask them to do it. Either we ask for a social share, we ask for subscribe, we ask for them to check out a product that we're recommending. Whatever the main objective for that video on our business end is, that's where we want to put that call to action, is between bullet points 2 and 3 on our plan. That's for me. The reason I put it there is because of my own testing, and that's what my results have shown work the best. We may move that as our audience grows. That might change. So this is something you're always having to be testing. One of the things I always say is the ABT of online content. Always be testing different things in your niche. But then once we get through that, then we're going to do it through our final point. And you can put however many points in here. Just to make this quick, I put 3, but you can have 3, you can have 5, you can have 10, whatever your points list is. And I try to put this in the manner. You always want to kind of do a summary and then a teaser that leads people into the next video. And this is where you're going to tease them into the next video, pop up that end screen, and you have that end screen element that links to the video. Then you want to link to whatever the next video you want them to watch is. You tease it right there at the end of the video. You put it in your end screen elements. You also put that in your cards that pop up, because sometimes the card will pop up, but not the end screen. Sometimes neither one of them pop up. So you also put that same link into your pinned comments and in your description, so that anywhere people are looking for what to watch next, that's going to funnel people to one piece of content. And that's a huge thing that you can do to funnel people through your content and show them where you want them to go. And so I hope that this has been valuable to you. I hope that this has helped you to understand more about how to summarize your content. Set up those pillars, create those pillars of content, and define what your topics are on your channel. Start getting out there and networking within your niche and just a little bit outside your niche to get more people coming to your channel that are going to be able to take advantage of the content you have. And then also thinking about outside the box of who else can you reach out to? What other relevant businesses or other channels can you reach out to that might have people following that are in your ideal audience, even if they don't know it? For example, when I started this channel, I was already involved in the reselling community. I knew a lot of people knew me. I already had those relationships built up. And there's a lot of people in the reselling community that have been watching videos on YouTube, but they had no idea where to start and how to start a YouTube channel. Or there was a lot of channels that were just getting started that had put out their first few videos are struggling to grow. A lot of the reason we started this channel was to help my friends in the reselling community that were emailing me about YouTube questions almost every day. So one of the things that we did was we started going around to the live streams in the reselling community when we first started this channel. That's where a lot of our initial core audience came from, was from those communities. I know my friend Adrienne is in the farmsteading community. She's done the same thing. She just started her reselling community channel. And of course, she's been networking for a long time with people in the YouTube space. So she's built up a lot of relationships there. And she's been reaching out and going out and telling people about her new channel. And so she's able to, with just a few videos, start building up her channel very, very quickly and building up that core audience very rapidly for a brand new channel, because she reached out to the relationships she had already built in the community she was already involved in to get people that were interested in what she's doing on her new channel and helping them get started with YouTube. I'm starting to do some of the same things. I'm reaching out to other channels, other communities. For example, I've been involved in affiliate marketing for a long time, and I have some communities that I'm a part of in the affiliate marketing industry. And so I'm reaching out to some of them and going out to their audience and talking to them about how they can use YouTube to do affiliate marketing, and bringing some of those people into getting them started on YouTube. I didn't say you started a reselling channel. I said you started a new channel, a YouTube advice channel. Maybe I said the wrong word. Okay. Anyway, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You started a YouTube advice channel. So I hope that this has been helpful to you guys. Again, work on those best practices. Start creating those funnels for your content. If you want to start taking that to another level, you can start. Bye, Emma. I said reselling. I didn't mean to say reselling, but okay. But if you want to start taking that funnel out, you can start reaching out to other places and start uh, getting more people coming into your content. Start structuring your content in a way that you could create products around. One of the things, like with the funneling in the whole thing, is I can create products around each one of those pillars that would be digital products that we can deliver and set it up. So all the work on those products is done on the front end, but then that's stuff that can sell over time on the back end, and I can set it all up digitally so that the delivery, the payment, the delivery, the sales process is all automated. So I don't have to be present. The only thing in this whole funnel that I have to be physically present for is doing my live streams and doing my one-on-one coaching. Everything else in my business funnel is automated so that I can just people find my YouTube videos, they watch a video or two, they go into that funnel of going and doing an opt-in that leads them into the um, product that we're trying to recommend them to. People buy the course, and then they get the course digitally downloaded, and that whole process is automated once I get it all set up. So 90% of the work is on the front end, and it becomes passive income that can serve you for a long time. And that's one of the biggest things that you can do online, is build up passive income streams that are going to help you create income over time without having to put so much work and effort into it on the front end or on the back end of the sale. Hello, Chuck. Hope you're having a great day. So if anybody has questions about these topics, about creating, or anything about your YouTube channel, if you're struggling with something on your channel and you have any questions, feel free to leave those comments in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, feel free to ask your questions down in the comments. These always go into our content plans. Every question that we get asked goes into our content plans for future content. Some of it we get to faster than others based on where it fits into our current workflow. But we do create all of our content, as well as doing Q&As and things like that based on the questions that y'all ask us. So if you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to drop them down in the chat right now. And if you are new to me and you don't know who all we are, you can also follow us all around. We are on Twitter at jmpruitt75. I'm on Instagram at Conversations on Content and on Facebook at Conversations on Content. Right now, we're streaming this multi-stream to our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and to Periscope, which can be watched on Twitter. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to replace Periscope with because it's shutting down in about a month or so. And that's how you can help us. And if you want to support the channel, you can buy us a coffee. The comment is pinned in the chat, and you can find that in the description below. This helps us to keep the lights on, keep recording this content, and keep bringing you more advice on how to build and grow your channel. So if there's any questions, we're going to roll through the chat here for a minute, make sure I didn't miss any questions. In the same way, we're going to be chasing each other's channels. All right. All right. Well, I don't see any questions in the chat. So we've been on for almost an hour now. I appreciate every one of you guys for showing up today, supporting our channel, and helping us to continue to create this content. Make sure on your way out you give the video a thumbs up and come back Monday. We're doing our step-by-step tutorial on how to set up and optimize your YouTube channel. Video's already recorded in the buffer, what we were talking about earlier, batch recording and pre-setting up our content. So it's all about how to set up your how to create your tutorial or your banner images, how to create the set up your homepage, your About Me page, and all of that stuff. So check that video out on Monday. And until then, y'all have a great day. Thank you for joining us. All right, Adrian. Thank you so much. And yeah, we have those slides available as well. And if somebody wants a copy of one of those slides, just let me know. I can email it to you. And we will see y'all next time. Y'all have a great weekend.